Good evening, my honors chemistry parents. My name is Michelle Baskin, and I'm your kid's honors chemistry teacher. That weird Miss Baskin they keep talking about. And you right now are watching me from my beautiful basement, where I am recording this video for you because I cannot be there with you tonight for back to school night. I actually am back in school myself, working on a second master's degree, and Monday night is when I have class. So instead of just forgetting all about you, as I've said in my emails, I wanted to make this video for you so you could see who I am, like literally see me, hear my voice, and I can just give you some of the information that I would have given you anyway. This is the exact same PowerPoint I would have used if I was there with you now. But this way you might actually get to see my cat running behind me at some point, and she's really cute. Okay, so things to know. If you haven't figured it out already, I do a lot of emailing. I email you. I try to email once a week, at least for the first half of the year while we're getting used to everything. But that is my Gmail, which is the primary mode of communication that I do use, although I do answer my dc.gov email, but Gmail comes through on my phone faster, so you'll always get a faster response if you use my Gmail account. Um, I am happy to answer your questions, to answer your students' questions. That's what I'm here for. I am the knower of all things chemistry, so that's my job to communicate chemistry things to you and your students. So please feel free to email me with questions or ask me about grades, anything like that. I'm pretty up to date with Aspen, and I also know a fair amount about the system. I do train others with Aspen. I have not gotten my hands onto the parent view, so I am not as familiar with that. I do know that regardless of how you look on Aspen, the view of Aspen on your phone is horrible. So if you log into Aspen on your phone, aspen.dcps.dc.gov, my suggestion would be to just scroll down a little on the page and it'll say go here for full site. That's what you want to do, because otherwise navigating the mobile version on the phone is just really, really difficult. So if you're there at the full view, you should be able to click on academics and then see the listing of the classes, select any of the classes, and you should be able to see individual grades and things like that. In addition to me constantly emailing you, I use Remind. And more of your students, teachers, or arts departments are using Remind. I am happy to say that along with Vanessa Snyder, who is now our academic director, she and I kind of were the trailblazers for using Remind in the school, and it's been really, really great. So I encourage all of the students to get an account. Because that's easiest for them. If you also want to join our Remind class, that's absolutely fine. I have no problems with that whatsoever. The code for this class is at Baskin Hun, Hun, for the honors class, and you can send a text message to the number 81010. And the message should be at Baskin Hun if you want to do that. Or if you've used it before, you can just like go into the app or onto the website and enter that code, or you can have just hand your phone to your kid and have them set it up for you. I send probably 5 to 6 remind messages a week to the class. I remind them about when assignments are due. I send out links to our video assignments that way. I remind them that here is my email address. You should email me with questions instead of sitting there being like, I don't know how to do this thing. And then I also on Sunday nights always send out my this is what class looks like this week message, reminding them, do we have a Monday? Do we not have a Monday? What's holidays? What assemblies are going on? That sort of thing, so that they know what's going on. And hopefully we won't have this issue, but if we do end up having inclement weather days, I'm really fast about sending out the messages letting kids know if we have 2-hour delays or if school is canceled, as well as then making adjustments to assignments through Remind. Partly because I live in Baltimore, so if we're going to have a 2-hour delay, that's something I need to know really early. Otherwise, The class this year, it is listed as honors chemistry, but I'm really making it a pre-AP chemistry course. And part of the reason is I also do teach the AP chemistry course. And like the other AP chemistry teachers in the city, we've really been struggling trying to cover all of the material in the AP class. So, as a workaround, I've been working with the DC science curriculum people. James Roundtree is his name, and Alicia Shaw. They're very lovely individuals, and they have allowed me to run a pilot this year. So your students are participating in a pilot. Thank you. And with that pilot, we are actually working on teaching the first part of AP, or at least teaching AP math skills and some other AP level things in this honors level course. Not expecting that all these students will take AP chemistry in their junior or senior year, but better preparing those who make that choice to be successful that year. So with that being said, we have a different kind of book this year. It's called Advantage Science. There it is. And it's what's called a work text. So you may be familiar with this type of thing from the Engage, the math curriculum. But it's a combination of a textbook that actually has what you would imagine a standard textbook as well as like working problems throughout. So this is an 8-chapter book. And my goal, never having used it before, is to do 2 chapters or 2 units in advisory. And there's 4 advisories, so that should work out. And as I said in my email last night, we are just now finishing up with that first unit, which is basically like the preparatory math unit. And then we're starting to go into matter after that. So along with using this work text, we are also going to do half of the required AP labs this year, which should be really exciting and is going to be great because we finally have this big, beautiful new lab facility. And I hope you pressed your face up against my all glass door and got to see that there's Bunsen burners in there, and there's like actual lab tables, and everything is all pretty, and we have running water that actually works, which is new for me in this building, so it's very, very exciting. But that being said, AP Chemistry covers 6 big ideas: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. My goal this year is for the honors chemistry class to cover big ideas 1, 2, and 3. And then that would leave us with big ideas 4, 5, and 6, which is kinetics, equilibrium, thermodynamics, electrochemistry, to cover all that in the AP class. So the scope and sequence is going to be altered from what the regular chemistry classes are covering. We are not using the district provided curriculum materials for this course. And I don't have a problem with that because I wrote the district provided chemistry curriculum materials. That's also my scope and sequence. So I think that this is going to be a good idea. We'll see how this goes this year. I will make adjustments as needed if I find areas where we need more support. With background knowledge or math knowledge or things like that, I will add that in with other materials that I have. And then we will send this proposal on to the district to use this across the city with honors chemistry or pre-AP chemistry courses. So I'm really excited about that. It's fun as a teacher to get to try new things. So most of our homework assignments are problem sets out of this book. You'll see them. They're called review questions. And so that's part of what our traditional assignments are, in addition to doing those AP labs, like I mentioned. And sometimes I will generate additional practice that for the most part is not graded because it's practice. And then the other kind of homework assignment we have are these weekly video assignments. And they're always going to be due Monday nights. And it's kind of like a preview of what we're about to cover. So I don't expect the students to gain 100% learning and knowledge from the videos, but it does give me the opportunity to see, based on their responses to the questions that I've embedded with the video, what do I need to focus on during the week. So it allows me to tailor my instruction, which is kind of the point of doing the video. I don't tell the kids, but it's basically a completion grade. Either you do it to the best of your ability and answer all the questions, and there we go, or you don't, and therefore I don't give you a grade. But to make it easy this year, I'm using the same codes for all of the videos. So it's these bit.ly links. So this week's video, that's actually due in a couple of hours, is bit.ly/H C HEM, so HKIM, and then capital V for vid, and then the number 4, because this is our 4th video. Next week, that number will change to 5, 6, etc., etc., and by the end of the year, we'll be at about 30 or 32, if I remember correctly. So that's going to make it much easier for the kids to keep track of the videos that way. And I think that about covers it. So I'm really sorry that I could not be there this evening, that I don't get to meet you in person. You get to see my face, but I don't know yours yet. Our first parent conference night will be, I believe, the second week of November. So hopefully I will see lots of you then. But I will keep bugging you with my weekly emails regardless. And now that you know where my classroom is, at least I hope you got down to the basement to see my classroom. I'm right there off the cafeteria. And if you can find Miss Pascucci, who many of you had last year, I'm directly next door. So please, if you're ever in the building, I'm normally there pretty late. Feel free to just stop by, poke your head in, say hi, see what I'm doing, because Lord only knows what I'm doing. All right, well, this is my basement, and I'm going to go back to my grad school class, and you have a good evening. Have a good night.